What is happening in the field? Steve here with the Janitorial Store, the channel where we help cleaning business owners scale their cleaning businesses with systems, tools, and resources. Well, you see it quite often on social media that everybody wants to get out of the field. They could even have a new company that's not even a year old, but their goal is to get out of the field. Okay, I get that. Yeah, and that is the ultimate goal for the owner to not be doing the cleaning. They want to be able to work in the business and not, they want to work on the business, not in the business. But the thing is that for those of you that are headed in that path, you have to keep a good grasp on what's happening out in the field. Now, just because you're not out there cleaning day to day and cleaning homes or cleaning offices, it doesn't mean that you lose touch. And that's what I often see, is that's what happens, is that people that want to get out of the field pretty much ignore what's happening out there. And what happens is that they're losing touch. That's plain and simple. They're just losing touch. The service part of your business is your core business. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We can go out, we can market, we can sell, we can close deals. Okay, we got the accounts. Great. We got homes we're cleaning, we got offices we're cleaning. Great. But that's just it. Now it's time to perform and go out there and do what we promised these people that we would do. So the cleaning aspect of our business is really, that's your money maker. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if we're not having a good grasp and staying in touch as to what's happening out in the field, meaning that we're having our team be accountable. So as we start to build this business, because we want to get out of the field, we're going to start hiring people to fill some of these positions as we build our organization. So obviously we're going to have somebody that's underneath us, that's a supervisor or lead person, that's going to manage some of these crews. Because when we first start, we're just going to have frontline cleaners, cleaning technicians. That's it. They're cleaning with us side by side. As we continue to grow our business, we have to have somebody that's going to be able to step up into a management position, a leadership position, and manage the people and make sure that their work's getting done to quality standards, people are abiding by our company policies, and so on and so forth. So that's the only way you're going to be able to get out of the field, is in order to build your organization through your organizational chart. So in order to have them people, we have to go through a process. We have to make sure that these people are the right people for the seat on the bus. Because when we're promoting somebody to a lead person or a supervisor, do they really have the qualities? Do they have the knowledge to be in that position? How many people have they managed before? Okay, for the most part, most of them haven't even managed anybody. So we have to be able to provide that training to them. And that's the great thing about my house cleaning biz and the janitorialstore.com. We have 2 LMSs that has thousands of training videos there, to where you can get the knowledge, and your supervisors can get the knowledge, your managers can get the knowledge they need to manage people and to treat people right. But that's one of the keys. So if you want to get out of the field, start thinking about who you're going to put in these positions and make these people accountable. Don't lose touch with things to where you don't know exactly what's going on. And here's one thing that I often see, is that some of these cleaning business owners, because of their lack of skills or knowledge in the field, they hire people who they think have the knowledge and the skills. Well, that's not always the case. So when you do that, be careful. Make sure that you have more knowledge than your supervisors or managers, because I've seen this many times before in a company, a cleaning business, to where these supervisors and managers are filling the owner full of BS because the owner has no idea. For example, stripping and waxing floors. Owner had no idea how to strip and wax floors, didn't know how to do any floor care whatsoever. It doesn't matter if it's stone, ceramic, concrete. Had no idea whatsoever, but they hired somebody that supposedly did. Well, that person there was filling them full of baloney, just so much BS, it was unreal. The processes and everything were just totally wrong. So you got to be careful of that. So make sure you have the right person in the seat on the bus, and you'll be good, and offer them the training. But that's a common thing that happens. We have to make sure that we continue to stay in touch, even though we're out of the field. What we got to do is we have to have regular meetings with our supervisors and managers. We had meetings once a week, every Monday, 2 o'clock meetings at the office. And what we did is we actually went over all of the production work that was coming up, any project work that was coming up, and we had stuff scheduled out for 12 months. So we had a good handle on everything. But you got to do that. And as a business owner, I wanted to know what was going on, in these accounts. Now you could have, a few hundred accounts, but the whole thing is that you got your people in place that are helping you manage those accounts, and they're relaying information to you. You're just asking additional questions if you do have any during your meeting, to make sure that you're fully aware of what's going on. If a project work had been rescheduled, or there was an issue that needed to be resolved, that's going to be discussed in the meeting. So that's one thing I could probably want to advise you of, is to have regular meetings with your supervisors and managers, because although you're not out in the field, you're still going to be in touch. You're going to know what's going on. Now, something else that I often see happening is that owners are not making their people accountable. And what I mean by that is that they got to be accountable for their actions or lack of actions. And in many cases, maybe you have a process or a system in place for doing quality control. Very important. It's amazing how many cleaning companies don't have a quality control program in place. Then they're wondering why they're getting complaints and losing accounts. But anyway, that's another video. But that's what you want to do. Is if you have a quality control program in place, and they're not doing their reports, either paper reports or apps, to know where we are on things and making sure that the quality is at the standard that we promised, well, you got to make somebody accountable for that. Don't listen to a bunch of excuses as to why they didn't get it done. It has to be done. It's all about time management. Again, it will go back to training. If that supervisor or manager hasn't been trained on time management, well, then start giving them some training in time management. So make people accountable. You have to. The thing is that you don't want to have your supervisors and managers running away with the business, or feeling that they have control of the business. And there's many that do, and that does happen. So that's why we have to stay in touch. We have to know what's going on out in the field. Now, some of the things that I've talked about, some of these systems and controls that you need to help manage. I've already talked about quality control. That is probably one of the key things. And something else is a timekeeping system. You have to have people punching in, clocking out, in and out. If you decide to use a timekeeping system that has a geofence, that's fine. I wouldn't. Geofences are too broad. I want to make sure that the person's actually in the location, our account, in the janitor's closet. So there's apps such as Clean Smarts that uses a QR code or a barcode that they can scan, that they have to scan with their phone to clock in and clock out. That verifies that they are actually there, rather than a geofence to where they could be just within the geofence, which could be a block or whatever. Who knows if they're even in your account? At least you know that maybe they were in a coffee shop that was within that geofence. But just do your research on that. Now the other thing is that we have to have account sheets. You've got to document. You have to know everything about the account. You have to document it. It's part of the systems. And it's a control, is what it is. So an account sheet, and you'll see these, on the Janitorial Store and My House Cleaning Business, the download library. These sheets, you're given all the information about the account. The customer's name, the address, phone number, contact people, how much the account's worth, any project work that you're doing, any additional upsells that you've done for them. You're going to have the number of cleaners, how many hours they're spending at their account, cleaning, and so on and so forth. You got to have that. again, you know, it's all about us knowing what's going on out in the field there. The other benefit about having account sheets is that when you get ready to sell, well, the buyer's probably going to ask you if you got any account sheets. So, well, you can say, we sure do, you know, and you can give them all of the account sheets that you have. Doesn't matter if you got 20 of them or if you got 500 of them, you know. It's going to outline that account, and it's going to prove to them that, yes, they can see where the numbers are, and you know, on the account sheet, you know, we even put in the profit margins that we had on the account. So, you know, that's very, very impressive. It's going to make you, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to sell your business. Something else we have to do. We have to have systems and controls for inventory. Very important. You know, if we don't know what's in our accounts or what's in our storage units or in our supply rooms, that's not good. And again, you know, you can do it a number of different ways. Some people are still using, you know, paper, and that's fine. You know, at least you're documenting it. There's many that aren't even documented, so you're ahead of the game there. You know, people may think that you're using paper and pencil is old school, but hey, at least you're documenting it. You know, sure, you can use an app. Again, you know, Clean Smarts has their app. You know, you're able to do that. You're able to put barcodes and stuff on inventory and be able to manage it. So that's great, you know. But it's a must. We have to do that. Now, something else too is, I've been harping about Clean Smarts. It's the app. You know, it's a good app. You know, I've been talking about this app for quite some time, and you know, I remember when they first got started. But they've been adding a lot of things to the app. They've just made it better and better and better. You know, I highly advise that you go check it out. You know, it's cleansmarts.com. And also, when you contact them, tell Guimaro that the Janitorial Store referred you, just so he knows where you're coming from and how you heard about them. But you know, it's a must to have some sort of app, you know, that helps you manage your business. You know, without these kind of things, we're not going to know what's happening in the field, even though we're not in the field anymore. It's just very, very important. We have to continue to manage our business. And by doing so, what you do is that you actually are able to scale your business to where at some point in some time, you may decide to sell it. And let me tell you something. By having these systems and controls and all your ducks in line, and you're making a great profit, that's going to be very appealing to buyers. I know this because I've sold multiple companies. So anyway, hopefully you got something from this, some value from this video. And if you have, you know, make sure that you click on like or leave us a comment down below. And if you have not already, make sure that you subscribe and turn on those bell notifications to get the latest updates on videos on how to help grow your cleaning business. So thanks for checking in today. And let's keep it clean out there.